Are you curious about what's happening in Hawaii's real estate market? Well, stay tuned because in today's video, I'll cover what's gone on the last 7 days. We'll take a look at that. We'll also explore some of the hot markets. We'll check out what's selling in what neighborhoods, at what price points, review a little bit about the highest and lowest listings on the island, and we'll talk a little bit about the days on market. And then lastly, we're going to explore what to expect going forward. So stick around. I'm Tehani. I'm a real estate professional here on Oahu, and I want to welcome you to our channel. I also want to let you know that if you're new here, consider subscribing to the to this station, and also don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you'll be alerted whenever we have a new video. So let's get started. Okay, so what's happened in real estate in the last 7 days? There are 289 single-family homes which have sold, are in escrow, or active, and that's up from 255 single-family homes from last week. So we're seeing a little bit of an uptick in the number of single-family homes that are in the real estate cycle. Now let's explore what the lowest sold property was in this last 7-day period. I also would like to talk a little bit about not only what's sold but what's listed and what the days on market are. So we'll get into that now going forward. So the lowest sold property is 87842 Helekua Way in the Maili neighborhood. I think that the west side has by far the best beaches on the island. And this particular home sold for $395,000. It actually had a list price of $429,900, almost $35,000 below the list price. It's been on the market for 48 days, and the property is almost 5,000 square feet. A 5,000 square foot lot with 1,381 square foot home that needs major repair. This home was a detached home in the end of a cul-de-sac, so that was a real big plus, and the buyers actually paid cash for this property. So now we will explore the lowest listed home on the island, and that would be 84950 Hana Street, and this is in the Makaha neighborhood. It's on the market for $329,500. It's a single family home, and it's been on the market for 5 days. This particular property is over 10,000 square foot lot, and it has a little more than 1,000 square foot home on the property, but it needs major repair or consider it a tear down. The 2020 property taxes are $121 a month, and the total assessed tax assessment for this particular home is $438,400. So now we can talk a little bit about what the highest sold property. So we see that the lowest sold is in close to $400,000, and what has been the highest sold property during this last 7-day period, and that would be at 4902 Kahala Avenue in the Kahala neighborhood. It's a fee simple property, and it sold for $4.5 million. It was actually listed for $5,950,000, and that's the sold price was $1.45 million under the list price, which is actually quite a bit. It was on the market for 232 days. The property is 15,000, a little more than 15,000 square feet, and it has a 9,600 square foot home. And it's walking distance to the Wailea Country Club, Kahala Hotel, and the Kahala Mall. The total assessed value for this particular property is $4,768,100, which is fairly close to its actual its actual sales price, what it sold for. So that's on the highest sold. So now the highest listing, and that would be in Kailua. And this is at 146 South Kalaheo Avenue in the Beachside neighborhood. This property is listed for $10,995,000. It has multiple dwellings, and it's on the market now for 2 days. And this property is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, with spectacular ocean views and a seamless indoor-outdoor entertaining spaces. The finishes are really fine, and it's a private gated beachfront estate. The property, the lot size is 24,127 a square foot lot. This is an absolutely stunning estate. One of the properties that really kind of give you that sense of what you think Hawaii is like. This property is fantastic. So now that I've talked a little bit about what the highest sold and the highest list price are, and we've talked about the lowest sold and the lowest list price, let's now talk about what to expect going forward. So we remain under the COVID-19 precautions and continue to practice social distancing. We must wear masks when we tour the properties, and there's a maximum of 10 people that can attend. We at Better Homes and Gardens are asking that young children not attend. I think that we've had the open houses now since the beginning of June, and there's an increase in the number of people that are coming out, but still I think it's safer to not have little kids there at the open house. So the inventory continues to be tight. Interest rates are at historically low right now. And going forward, and I think this is in all situations, going forward, homes that are in good condition, that are show well and are priced right, continue to be they continue to go into escrow, and buyers are snapping up those properties. The next few months, I think, are going to be pretty interesting, and correctly pricing your homes is always a good strategy when you're talking with your agent. But in the next couple of months, it's going to be a pretty interesting time, and see how what happens in the next few months will impact the housing market. So now we have an increase in the COVID-19 cases actually across the country. We see an increase here in Hawaii in the number of people that are experiencing the virus. More states are reconsidering how to reopen their economies safely so that people can slowly get back to doing the things that they did before the pandemic, but to do it safely. So I was out with a niece of mine, and we went and had lunch at Nico's, and we actually sat indoors, and they have all of their tables are really separated, and you have to wait for a table, and you only have an hour. You have to wear your mask when you're in the restaurant, and when you're at your table, you can take your mask off, obviously, because you're eating, but once you leave your table, you need to put your mask back on. So they're really they're wiping everything down, and they're practicing safe way for people to enjoy their food. So that was kind of an interesting first time that I've actually had a meal at a restaurant. So that was slowly reopening the economy. But getting back to the housing, the U.S. stock market is climbing. The government is providing economic support to businesses and individuals, and on top of all of that, we'll have an election later this year. So I think that it'll be an interesting time for real estate. The inventory remains tight. So if you're thinking about making a move, please share with me in the comments below. But I think it'll be an interesting time. Tune in weekly for the Oahu real estate market update, and I will see you in the next week. I think that's a wrap for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.